section 2. So, I hope section 1 was alright, and you can now name the notes on the staff. But yeah, let's move on. Hopefully you passed the test. So here we are, section 2. So in this section we will talk about rhythm and rhythmic concepts such as time signatures. So the fractions you might see sometimes, well, most of the times at the start of a piece. And then finally the values, so the durations of these notes. All right, so section 1 we talked about the names of the notes, the pitch, how we can write them down based on their name, but also their frequency, their pitch, and whatnot. Now we're gonna learn how to, well, in section 2, the second part of section 2, we'll learn how to write the duration of a note, and we'll talk about what that means. You know, what is a bar? What about speed? Is the speed gonna change? And then we'll talk also about silence, right? Not sure how surprising this is to you, but we write not just what we need to play, but also when we need to shut up, like play silence, basically. All right, okay, so I'm gonna skip the intro bit. Let's get into time signature right away. Okay, so in this part, this step of section 2, we find our Furley's again. This time I want to focus on that 3/8 fraction there, right? Section 1 we talked about the clefs, so the treble clef and the bass clef. We're now learning about this 3/8. Okay, so time signatures are fractions. They're always fractions, right? Those lines define our bars, right? So you see for Elise, there's 2 notes on their own. So you can start on kind of, in this case, Beethoven starts the melody for Furley's on the, if we are in 3/8, it starts on the 3rd eighth of the bar, right? So each bar will contain 3/8. We'll learn what an eighth is, and also 16s and so on. Like these notes clearly are 16s, right, on this first bar, because there are 6. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? The bar is 3/8, so that means these guys are clearly 16 notes, right? So you can see, if you see 2 horizontal bars, that is a 16th note. And in a 3/8 bar, we can squeeze 6 16ths, exactly as the fraction theory teaches us. All right, cool. Well, we started with a bang here. But anyway, in the course, you learn about other stuff. So triple meters and duple meters. Simply, this defines if the top number is divisible by 2 or divisible by 3. This results in basically changing the pulse of the rhythm as well, right? Let's not forget, this then becomes rhythm, right? So in the course, I give you a couple of examples, a 4/4 example that I can't play here, but you'll be able to play on the course. We can play the, if we move to Logic, I have a 4/4 example. Do da, do da, right? So that is 4/4. We can see it here in our signature area in Logic. But you can hear the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I was a bit slow. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is a 4/4, right? So this drummer basically put the kick on the one. Now, of course, with drum kits, we don't really talk about duration much because, you know, of the natural decay of drum bits. But if I move to the piano in 4/4, basically my piano will be something like this: 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. And this is a duple meter, right? Because it's divisible by 2, basically. And typically we say 4/4, you'll have like a strong beat on the 1 and the 3, and a weaker beat on 2 and 4. Anyway, if we move over to a 3/4, it will sound more like this. What is this? Now, just try to listen, right? Just listen to it and try counting, right? I mean, can we say 4 plus 2? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. No, right? It's basically 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There you go. Now, back to the course. I give you a list of a lot of songs in 2/4, in 4/4, and in 6/8. Also, there is a track I released this summer of 24 called Friendzone. So, funny name. Go find it on wherever you listen to music, you can find it. Of course, this course is within my website, so go to the stream by page and find Friendzone, play it, and try to count, right? And also try, I mean, if you follow the course, you'll see what I'm asking you to do here. Basically, count, and like we did earlier, and see if you can follow if you can also see the difference between 2/4 and 4/4. Okay, perfect. Now this was step 2. We don't want to save. Then we go into values. All right, note values. Okay, so we learned in the previous section about naming the notes, okay, on a treble clef or a bass clef and whatnot. But now we're gonna talk about durations. Now there's a whole spiel here about also nomenclature. Now, very important. So whole notes or semibreve in Italian as well is semibreve. It's basically a whole note. The value is 1. It's an entire thing. Okay? Now, it's an entire thing, but in reality is a 4/4, right? It's a 4/4. In a 4/4 bar, we'll stick one of those in. Okay? If we go to here, you see that is a semibreve. There you go, 4/4. On a 4/4 track, I give it basically that fills it up. Okay, so that's a whole note, and then we have a half note or a minim. That is basically a note, so it's a half in a 4-on-4 bar, but it's basically a 2/4 note, right? And then we have a quarter note called crotchet in the UK. In America, quarter note. You can call it quarter in the UK as well. That's absolutely no problem. The same way we can call eighths or sixteenths or 32nd the next notes without using quaver, semi-quaver, demi-semi-quaver, and so on. All right. So this quarter, it's a quarter. So in a 4-on-4 bar, we'll stick 4 of them. Yeah. And then we have eighths. You see, a note is made up of a note head, so the circle, the stem, the little bar, and then the flag, right? So basically, semi-brave is just head. It's just head. The minim is a head with a stem. Empty head with a stem, and then we have a crotchet, which is a full head with a stem. Then we start adding flags. So if you see one flag, it's an eighth, 2 flags, a 16, 3 flags, a 32nd, so on and so forth. I have never seen these last 2 or 3 here. The 256 notes. If you need something like that, it means you have to change signature and do that. All right. Now, the important bit to learn here, and also in a second we'll talk about silence, so rests. You see next to each note there's a rest. Okay, and that's how we write down silence, right? Cool. Now let's go back to MuseScore here. So, because I wanted to show you, basically, we are in 4-on-4, and we can basically have one of those. Let me see if I can get both things to show. This thing doesn't fold, does it? Okay, but anyway, you can see, hopefully. Okay. Okay. Alright, so that. We just do this. Like, whoop. Alrighty. So in 4-on-4, a whole note will take the whole bar, and then we can stick 2 half notes, 2 minims. We can put 4 crotchets. We can put 8 quavers. There you go. Zoom in a bit. 8 quavers, 16 semi-quavers, right? Or 16 16th, or 8 eighths, right? And then here I went a bit crazy, right? But in theory, if we counted all of that, it should still be a 4-on-4 bar. Okay. Now, when it comes to rests, basically same. So this squiggly thing, it's a quarter, and then from the eighth, from the quaver onwards, we use this little dot flag on a little diagonal line, and then again we add 2, 3, 4 dots, basically same as the flags on the notes you'll have on the rest. Okay, so careful with this. Part of the exam is about, we are in 6/8. How many quavers can I squeeze in there? Stuff like that. So just try and learn that. Now, a question here is normally about speed, right? Or the perception of speed, right? Of course, we talked about durations, and we listen to a few examples, like in 4/4 we have this 2, 3, 4. How do we define that speed of the 1, 2, 3, 4? We define that by marking in the track, in the song, the speed. So for example, this project here, see, it's 100 BPMs. That's my tempo, right? Okay, so we specify the tempo. You will often see something like that. Okay, so you see the quarter note is 124. So if we do that, actually go here and say 124, we actually get out and just play that, turn on the metronome. Oh, here we are in 3/4. Fine, same thing. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, it'll be 1, 2, 3, but still the quarter value is 124 BPM. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Back into a 4/4 realm, we'll have a 1, 2, 3. See, now this drum loop is faster than it was, right? Because we used to be the tempo used to be 100, so the drum would have been 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is 124, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can try and drop it back to 100. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have changed the tempo from 100 to 124. That made our song piece faster, but we are still 4/4. The bar is still 4/4. If we write it down, it's still, kick, snare. I guess here, if we wanted to write, we'll turn that into a, okay, so imagine the drums basically doing tu ta, and then this with the speed that can be tu ta, right? 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 3 and 4, right? Or very slow, 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be boom, cha, boom, boom, cha, boom, cha, boom, boom, cha, right? That is how we differentiate between, speed and rhythm are two different kind of things. And we just, write durations that are fractions of a fraction. There's portions of the whole, which is defined by the signature key, right? The time signature, sorry. Right, so if it's 4/4, I can have 4 fourths. So right, so 4 fourths or 2 of those minims, and and so on. Or here I got 16 16s, right? It's 4 groups of 4, and then here that's 1/4, that's 1/16. Oh, we didn't talk about modifiers. The dot. Now the dot is very important. Actually, I need to go back to the other values. Now the modifier is a dot that we attach to the note or the rest, or to a rest. And that dot adds half of the value of the note to the note, right? So these guys are now, so the note on its own is a quarter, so 2/8, right? So adding the dot adds a eighth, which is half of a quarter. So this is a 3/8 note, and we are in 9/8, so 3, 6, 9. So this is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, those are the modifiers. Okay. Now, next is, and that is the end of the section, is silences and ghost notes. So rests, okay, simply put, the same way we write sounds, we also write rests, right? So I could, if I delete that note or delete that note, there you go. Now I have rests. If I delete one from there or one from there, okay. Cool. So you see that is a rest for a quarter. There you go, quarter note, and that's a quarter rest. That's an eighth rest. So basically, I'll be playing. If this was our drums, it'll be boom, nothing, ta, 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 ta. Now, if we were on a trumpet or a flute, that will actually last. Imagine an instrument that can hold a note, will hold the note. Ba, silence, ba, ba, depending on the speed. Ta, 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 ta. Okay, so you see how that's where the silence is. Cool. But yeah, anyway, just for the purpose of the section, just learn the rests for the notes and the durations we have learned. Now, another thing I thought would be funny to add here is the idea of ghost notes. All right. So yeah, because we write silence, we also write ghost notes, so notes that are not fully played. Now, a mega example is that I do in the course is Long Train Running. You know how it's like like all of those stopped strings, when he's strumming, the guitarist is still strumming with the right hand, but is stopping the strings. So you get that sort of rhythmical sound that's not really a note or a chord, it's just him stroking the strings that are dampened, so you just get a rhythmical thing going on. Those are all ghost notes. Okay, so we could write it with little X's like that, or what you see here is a eighth note, an eighth rest, and then 6/8 that are ghosts. So this will be ta, un, and then depending on the instrument, you do it differently. Like on drums, there's no maybe here. No, okay. No, there's no ghost notes in these examples, but yeah, it's like when the drummer kind of has plays the maybe the snare, but very quietly. So like imagine a boom, ta, pa, that, it's the drummer rolling very quietly on the snare. Or on guitar, we can do it by stopping the strings on the left hand, or how in Modern Words, the intro, Nuno, the god Nuno Bettencourt, does a combination of ghost notes and also banging on, stopping the strings with the right hand to have that effect of, stopping the strings. All right. On piano, on keyboard, I guess on organ, I do it a lot. Let's see if we grab a organ instead of a piano here. But, you know, for example, on an organ, I might do... Okay, so I'm basically banging the keys in between, like the note will be like that, but then basically with my left hand I'm just, yeah, banging on a cluster of notes. Same with piano. I mean, you could just do, let's see, when it's ready. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of less obvious, but yeah, sometimes we do ghost notes with see that kind of half-baked note. Something like that. It's a very subtle thing, but if you see it written like that, that's, you have to make a ghost note. So basically a non-identifiable note, but just a rhythmical sound. Again, on bass they do again stopping the strings with the left hand, or with the palm muting, or with the right hand. Cool, that is it. Let's not say for section 2, and then you have your quiz. Good luck with that. Next section is huge. Look at that, intervals, and then major scale, and then we get into chords. I mean, this is juicy stuff. See you soon.